Alright, what's going on? In this video, we'll go over another weekly yap. So in this one, we've got a bunch of wins, some super secret backtest data, talking about what sessions are the best to trade, the best risk-reward ratios. We'll also go over a bunch of updates and changes I've made to the Virgin Week Theory Trading Bible, along with some frequently asked questions. So let's get on with it. We'll start with some wins. So, of course, RN is absolutely smashing it, as always. Probably close to like 20 grand in payouts, I think, this week. We've got It's V with max payout of $5,000 times 4, so $20,000 payout. Absolutely insane. Then we've got Blonde with Brains with, I don't know if this is a payout, live account prop firm or not, but a nice 1.7k day on the account, and good to see some ladies in the Discord as well, so it's not just a giant cockfest. What else we got here? Sanoy testing it on Forex, which is pretty interesting. Not sure if this is prop firm or live account, but still up $600 on the day, pretty nice. Christopher with a secured 25k funded account, very nice. We've got CRM Canada with a, what's this? Some sort of top step funded account, not sure how much, but very nice, very nice. Eddie crushing it again. He had a nice week last week and then again this week. 13 wins, 11 losses, break even, and up 31R for the week. Very nice, very nice. And then we've got Nail, WLR. Bought the account Monday last week, risking $250 per trade. And looks like he's halfway towards a payout from what I can see. So, really nice. Really nice. Lots of wins across the board for the week. If you saw my last video, I was also close to a payout, but I fucked that one up. But that's a long story. But it's fine. We'll move on. So next, I want to talk about Cheddar the Goat. Cheddar Goat the Goat. One of our members who went ahead and did some of his own backtesting, which is really nice to see because, like I always say, you always want to do your own testing, build your own belief, get the reps in yourself. That is the only way you're going to make it. And he was kind enough to share his results with us. So his setup was, so pretty much using the base model of Virgin Week Theory. His method of determining bias was using the multi-time frame CISD indicator, which I've shared in my recent videos. Using the 5, 15, 30, and 60 on the MTF CISD indicator. And then we've got, entry criteria is pretty standard, 1 hour POI, higher time frame FEG engaged, and then entering on either an inverse fair value gap or a change in state of delivery. And then, as per the Bible, limit order sometimes or market order sometimes if you feel like you can get away with a market order and the risk reward is still there. And he did implement the break-even protocol for this one. So let's have a look at the results. We've got 87 total trades, 44 wins, 24 break-even, and 19 losses. So it's a 50% win rate, 27% break-even, 22% losses. Here's a further breakdown. So I believe he tested, I think it was from the start of 2026 to now, which is like March. And he found that London was the best session and Asia was the worst. And this actually lines up with my data as well. I've found that lately London has been the best session and Asia has been the worst. And it's funny because when I first started testing all this stuff late last year, late 2025, I was doing a lot of backtesting on 2025 months, and during those times, I actually had the best results for Asia, and the worst results were during London. And what I've concluded from this is you cannot say there is any like definitive best session to always trade. I think the best session changes by seasons. Some months, some quarters, London will be better. Some months or some quarters, New York will be better. And I don't think there is a reliable way to predict which session will be better. Because sometimes New York sucks and Asia is just better. Sometimes Asia sucks, New York is just better. The only thing you can really control is just choose what sessions you want to trade and stick with it. Follow your rules, follow your process. And if it happens to be a good session that month, then it is what it is. If it isn't, it is what it is. But yeah, this aligns strongly with what I've been seeing myself, because obviously he's following my model pretty closely. Asia was the worst. London has been the best lately. But of course, this is very... like, you can't judge your future trading off of this. Who knows? Maybe the rest of March and maybe April will be shit for London. And then Asia will be good again. So, who knows? But it's still interesting to see. And then over here on the right, we've got a comparison of going 1 to 2 with the break-even protocol versus going 1 to 1 with no break-even. Yeah, so what's interesting is obviously if you go 1 to 1, your win rate will increase to 78%, which is quite nice. But if you compare the expectancy of both, so the expected R per trade, the first strategy, going 1 to 2, is a higher expectancy, so more profitable in the long run. But it gets even more interesting. So one of our contributors, Graham Warner, suggested that, sure, even though going 1 to 2 may have a higher expected value, you can actually trade 1 to 1 and make up that loss in expected value by doubling your risk. And so that's what Cheddar Goat did here. So just to follow up, he calculated the EV for 1 to 2 versus 1 to 1. But in this instance, the risk for going 1 to 1, which is strategy 2, is double. So for example, you'd be risking $500 a trade on this one, whereas on this one, you'd be risking $250. And when you do that, your EV is actually better trading 1 to 1 risk reward ratio. So it's pretty interesting. And this is something I've been thinking about a lot as well. And I'm starting to experiment with is just trading 1 to 1 R and going for that high win rate with a bit more of an aggressive risk. I don't have enough data yet. I don't have any payouts trading like that yet. I'm only just starting it. So I am not fully recommending it yet, but maybe something to look into. Could be interesting. And here is the ChatGPT breakdown of why going 1 to 1 R is actually better. So yeah, higher win rate, smoother equity curve, which is what we love for prop firms when there's such a small, narrow room for error. But yeah, this is obviously relying on the fact that the win rate is significantly higher when you trade 1 to 1 R. So yeah, so going 1 to 2 is safer because you are risking less, but so it's better if market conditions are choppy. Strategy 2, which is 1 to 1 R, means you have bigger drawdowns possible because you are risking more. And yeah, relies on a high win rate, and if the win rate drops, then you're fucked. So yeah, pretty interesting. Something to think about. Yeah, I think I will start toying more with 1 to 1, and we'll see how that goes. Yeah, just something to think about. And yeah, shout out to Cheddar Goat for sharing all this, because I'm sure this would have taken him a lot of time, a lot of work, and it's very insightful for us. But on that note of backtesting, I also want to mention, just because someone has done something and they said it's good, that does not mean you should do it too. Like, Not that I'm saying Cheddar Goat is lying about his data. Absolutely not. Like, I believe him. But his results should only be a starting point for you to get some of your own ideas and do your own testing so you can figure out what actually works. It's like, just because someone tested something and they saw something, are you just going to blindly trust their word and put your own hard-earned money at risk because some random dude on the internet said, yeah, trust me, bro, like, I tested this. Put all your money in London session. It's the best. So yeah, shout out to Cheddar Goat, but of course, just because someone tells you to jump off a cliff, you probably should not jump off a cliff, and you should do your own testing and see what's actually on the other side of that cliff before jumping. But yeah, pretty interesting stuff. Very nice. There are further discussions in the strategy research channel of the Discord if you want to see them talking about it. Last thing I want to cover is I did make an update to the Virgin Week Theory Trading Bible. As you can see here. Actually, I'll just open it up. 1 second. Alright, so here we are. We are now on version 4.0. Pretty exciting stuff. So what I've done is I've added a higher time frame bias section. As you know, we've been discussing that recently. I've also added a FAQ section, a risk management section, and I've also updated the take profit rules. So I'll quickly scroll through it. Alright, we'll go to the take profit take profit section first. I used to do 1 to 2 risk rewards strictly, and as we previously just discussed, there are many options to go about risk reward. You can go 1 to 1, 1 to 2, 1 to 3. You can target the drawn liquidity. I have a full video talking about why the different options exist and which one might be suited best for you. So at this stage, I would say there is no definitive best yet. And then I also just added this little optional tag next to the break-even protocol because, yeah, for some people it works, some people it doesn't. Depends on your psychology, how well you can handle seeing break-even trades end up winning. Yeah, it's up to you. I also added the risk management section. Risk amount can vary between individuals depending on how much of a budget you have to spend on evals. For example, someone with a shitload of expendable income can just buy like 50 accounts and just full port them every trade. I just thought of someone, but don't worry. But yeah, someone with more expendable income can risk more and try to pass faster. Obviously, if you can only afford 1 evaluation account per month, then maybe you should take it slow and risk like 10% of your drawdown each trade. But yeah, as a general guideline, 25% of max drawdown for evals, 10% of max drawdown for funded accounts. But I've got a full video on it here. And then I've added the higher time frame bias section, so yada yada yada. You can read that in your own time. And I've also added the video on how to select your own bias. What else have we got? FAQ section. Can I trade outside kill zones? Yes, but your win rate will probably suffer. Can I trade New York PM session? I don't know. I have not tested it. Test it and find out yourself. Can I trade XYZ asset? Crypto, Forex, Bitcoin, lean hog futures? I don't fucking know. I have not tested it. Test it yourself and find out. Why isn't my indicator working? What are the best settings? Please help me. No. Learn what the indicator is supposed to do. Can I trade Virgin Wick Theory on other time frames? Time is fractal, meaning the same patterns repeat themselves on different time frames. So yes, you can trade it on different time frames. Some people trade 2-hour POIs with 2-minute entries. Some trade 4-hour POIs with 5-minute entries. But I recommend sticking with one time frame until you are comfortable with the model. Then you can look at additional time frames. And my links are down there. And that's it. That is the latest version of the Bible and where we are currently sitting at. Hope you like this video. Hope you learned something, and I'll see you next time.